Hey everyone, I'm Tithonis, and welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. So this episode, we just got out of Umbral and learned all that stuff that was going on there. Yeah, some pretty messed up stuff. We weren't too far off, but yeah, we're over here by Stilltide. We're going to catch up, talk to Alphino, and see what he has to say for us. We're on our way back to the Crystarium, I believe, is the goal of this quest. So let's hop into it and see what it has in store for us. Alright. Talk to Alphino here.
When you did your countdown, I thought you were counting down to talking to Alphino, so I talked to him, and now I'm at the Crystarium.
No, thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. While it's not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Yeah, come, we must speak to the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Alright. Oh, we're back.
Ryan, you can teleport. You don't gotta run there.
I'm gonna run there. I'm gonna do it. Maybe I should walk there with Brood. Just kidding.
I'm
Whew.
over there.
Whew. I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna get my steps and my jumps in. Just jumped over all those railings.
Steps and jumps.
Yeah. Big trig.
Which Aetheroid is it?
Mom, it's the docile gate. Yeah, docile gate, Mom.
Okay.
If you just want to teleport, you don't want to run there. Up here, Mama.
Coming.
I wait for you. I wait for you, Mama.
Okay.
Every time Jamil scoots his chair upstairs, I can feel it.
Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say the word, and I would be happy to
Yeah.
escort you to the Ocular. Ocular. I love this zone. This area is so cool to me. I love it. Alphino. It is good to be back amongst friends, not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is keen to press on with our plans as I am. And you've seen quite a lot of the First yourself now. More than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done. Alright. I love Shadowbringers. Welcomes you back to the Crystarium. Okay. Let's see what he has to say.
Ooh, it's talky. Maybe?
Oh, it is?
And so you return.
Oh, it is.
I don't know. Oh, is it?
Have you
Seemed like
gained
it
a
was.
better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use.
Uh,
Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness.
A weakness, interesting. Okay.
Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
Interesting. Okay.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters.
I agree.
Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society.
Vothras. My bad.
In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside.
I still don't know that I believe that the Crystal Exarch is bad. I think he's good. I think he's good.
I don't think he's bad either.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he genuinely just wants the best for the First.
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Although why aren't his eyes covered?
I don't know. Well, I
Maybe
mean,
he
he's got
doesn't
that.
have
He's got
eyes.
that
Maybe
crystal
it's
coming up
crystals.
his arm, Mom. Maybe he's like a little bit deformed up like by the hood. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't want us
Maybe
to
his
see because
eyes
it's
In the
are
kind
ancient
of.
past, a
Maybe.
single
Yeah.
star
What, Jeremy?
was divided
What
into
Jeremy say?
14
Eyes are
worlds.
crystals.
Hold
Calling it
on,
now.
I gotta mute.
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy.
This is important, Mom.
Okay.
Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence.
Interesting. Okay.
If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue.
Oh, okay.
If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold.
Interesting.
As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds.
Oh, okay. Oh. That's the source, and that's the one.
What
there.
was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source.
Oh.
At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions.
Alright.
An earthquake thus magnified
You get
might
off from you?
strike with enough force to shatter
Go a
continents.
little bit further.
A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations.
All right, we're talking to the Crystal Exarch now.
These devastating events are what we refer to as Umbral calamities.
Oh, the calamities. Okay.
7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Okay, so 7 times the shard's been absorbed. Okay. That one. The one they just showed us. Dang. Dang. Holy cow. Okay. So these shards are like, they're kind of like, they're still parts of it, but there's people here.
So I got to the next dungeon.
The first one here, you mean?
Oh, the first one, yeah.
Okay.
So we either can do that or we can stop before it.
Okay.
I mean, we could do it because, you know, what's beyond is a bit of a travel.
Let me see how long
Not
this,
really.
this,
The
this part is,
night-round
Jamil.
realm of the first
Yeah.
stands perilously close to meeting the
too long,
conditions
couple
for a
minutes.
rejoining.
Also, he doesn't want it to rejoin. Okay.
It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Northrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky.
Oh, okay.
Thus, if we are to restore balance to the first and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
I do appreciate the number of like voiced cutscenes though.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Homelander switch is the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside of the Crystari. I'm at this crossroads northwest of the Ancestor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Mom.
In his little thing
Like
with the planets and stuff.
The shards of the first or the source, yeah.
So, was the one that was like a circle with a star in the middle? That's the source.
The one with the
Yes.
star in the middle. No, yeah, the one with the star in the middle is the source. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and then there something happened and it divided into 13 shards.
7 shards, and then they broke apart and they got absorbed. Yeah.
No, it was 13 in the
No,
beginning.
the source got split into multiple shards, and 7 were consumed.
7 were
Yes, I
consumed.
know.
Yeah. I'm
I was-
sorry. Yes.
I
Yes.
was
7 have
trying
been.
to get to that point.
Yeah. Sorry. 7 have
Yeah.
been consumed. Yes. Yeah.
And why were they consumed? What happened that made them consumed?
Calamities.
Like
Calamities, basically. Yeah.
From what I can tell, it's a unbalance of a certain element.
Yeah. That causes
Too much
it. Yeah.
water,
So
too much
what-
fire, too
what
much
causes that?
cold.
We don't. It
Some
depends.
sort of calamity.
It depends on what the calamity is. Like, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's too light, it's too dark, it's too
And that
something.
probably gets caused by
There's no balance.
It's probably some sort of unevenness, I guess, with the ether, I would imagine.
So what
Right.
causes the calamity?
I don't know.
Just
I think
something
it's
wrong with the
ether.
chart?
It's the
I think it's
ether,
the
or
ether.
it's the things that are happening outside, or it's the freaking
Or-
the oh my gosh, the
Asians.
Asians messing with it, you know, that type of thing.
Or it could also just be a weird, like, fate that all of the shards possess, seeing as that they are not the original.
Yeah, I mean they obviously don't want to be consumed, right? Because like they get like
Obviously
there's
not,
people
but-
there's people here. This is their home.
Exactly.
So
But
like them
they
being
are
consumed.
technically a smaller part of a greater whole, so
Yeah,
that
but-
might be why they're kind of
Right.
unbalanced naturally.
Right, but
Just
they're
unstable?
right. Yeah, well, yes, to an extent, but they don't have anything here to help it because, like, we do know at this point that the Warrior of Darkness, who we engaged with, was the Warrior of Light here, and then he failed because the Asians got him involved and they tricked him. Basically, they tricked them into believing something that wasn't true, and so they failed this. They failed this shard, to where the light consumed it.
Okay,
And so now we're here to bring balance, basically, from what I'm understanding, or hopefully, anyways.
If all the pieces are from a whole, why is it so terrible that they're reabsorbed into the whole? Wouldn't that be better? Because then it would be stable.
There's people here, Mom.
I think because there's people here, that it split and people became who they are. Even though they were a part of a shard, people now exist here that are now outside of it.
And plus,
That maybe
joining
they
the
don't-
shard, joining back to the source isn't exactly
Brings calamity.
smooth,
It brings
nor is
calamity.
safe necessarily.
No,
It brings
I
calamity
think
to
Jeremy's-
it brings calamity to our star. It brings calamity to us. It's not like it's just a
Jeremy?
peaceful thing.
Jeremy, what'd you say?
I said it's not exactly safe when it joins because it's if let's say a shard's unbalance is fire or heat, if you will,
Right.
and it joins back into the source, it's not going to join back slowly and then balance out naturally. It's going to come back all at once. So
Right.
now you're going to have a drought for maybe 1,000 years.
Or something. We don't know the timeline,
something
but
like
something.
that.
That's the thing he was saying. Like if a star is its focus is like ice or whatever, it comes back and the source just has a source of ice and an overabundance of it. It's not like it's a simple, easy, like, oh, it just absorbs and everything's okay.
The source though so far has managed to absorb at least somewhat successfully 7 other shards with, you know, calamities that they managed to overcome. But that's not a guarantee.
But we know we do know. Mom, go ahead and talk to the Crystal Exarch there. But we do know that the source has endured 7 Umbral calamities, because that's the whole thing with the 7th Umbral calamity was the whole thing with Bahamut coming back and basically obliterating our planet.
Okay, so if there was a way for the
Wait, what am I doing?
the absorption of the shards for the people to not be killed, then it wouldn't be so bad.
I would assume not, or to be as violent for the source. Yeah, I would assume it wouldn't be so bad, but because it split so violently, and then people lived and, you know, married and had children and had families who only exist. Oh, I already got that one. Who only exist there, you know, who only exist on this shard, now are being consumed and they're never to be again, right? So like, imagine if a star split, you know, people had kids there, and then that star was to be rejoined. Those kids would technically not exist anymore, or potentially not. So there's some like, I get why there's like we don't want to become part of that, and it maybe it's something where there's nothing you can do and it has to become part of it again. But I understand where they're coming from, like, hey, we're a part of this shard, we have a life here, but like our life is being ruled by the light and we want some balance to be done. Like, maybe that's our role, right, as the word of light, is to bring balance to this area.
Balance, then it goes back.
Yeah, I think that's our goal, right? Our goal is to bring balance to it. I gotta wait for Brennan because he's gonna get aggroed by this stuff.
I sound like a Jedi now.
It's kind of, it gives that same vibe, right? It gives that same vibe of like bringing balance to light versus dark. Again, like I said before, light and dark isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just a balance of the two.
We have Dark Knight and Black Mage, both of which draw from darkness.
It's a balance thing. It's not necessarily you're good or bad.
It's just like White Mage. Doesn't White Mage draw from the light part, which also doesn't technically make it good?
Right. Yes. It's just a balancing.
Draws power from his slain
from dragons.
Yep.
Same time. All right. Here we go. Old Mr. switches past these gates and through the woods. 'Tis not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Oh my gosh. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. Oh, okay. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? No. They hold more light inside of them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordsman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Oh, okay. Interesting. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leviors, Captain Linia, and last but not least... Me? Is it me? A formidable group indeed. Into a Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. This has got to be close to where Jamil's at. Oh, this is it. Never mind.
Yep.
This is the dungeon. Never mind. The instance group encounter main scenario quest can be completed solo alongside a supporting party of NPCs. To make use of this feature, simply speak of normal stuff. Duties. Yeah. Normal stuff. Normal stuff. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna end it here then, I guess. Where's Jamil at? I thought he was here.
I saw him in the corner. Oh, Travis. He's right
What?
there.
Where?
Turn around.
Oh, there he is over there brooding. I see him.
Yeah. This
He's
was
brooding
Shadow.
over-
It's not Shadow anymore.
He's brooding over there.
Yeah, not in this place.
Okay.
Yeah, it was shadowy over here, but the sun moved, I guess.
It revealed your location. Alright.
I know.
I'll end the episode here. So thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of new episodes. And as always, we will catch you in the next one. Alright, thanks. Bye-bye.